Hello and welcome back to Lunchstone at UW Milwaukee Digital Cultures Collaboratory. We will start with our land acknowledgement and dive in. We acknowledge in Milwaukee we're on traditional Potawatomi, Ho-Chunk, and Menominee homeland along the southwest shores of Michigamme, North America's largest system of freshwater lakes where the Milwaukee, Menominee, and Kinnickinnic rivers meet, and the people of Wisconsin's sovereign Anishinaabe, Ho-Chunk, Menominee, Oneida, and Mohican nations remain present. At present, there are 573 federally recognized American Indian and Alaska Native tribes and villages with government-to-government relationships with the United States. The citizens of these nations are also citizens of the United States, and their languages, cultures, and histories are part of our shared story. Land acknowledgements help us remember these nations and the ancestors who are stewards of the places where we live. For more information about treaties and tribal nations, you can visit the ncai.org for the National Congress of American Indians. I wasn't here Wednesday. You guys were playing Hades.
Yes.
I think it doesn't matter which one.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
I mean, this is my first time actually playing it.
Okay.
I have played Transistor before, which is by the same company, so
Sure.
I'm somewhat familiar with their kind of style, but this one is really fun. I see why people get really obsessed with it.
I mean, based off your research into romance games, it seems pretty appropriate.
Yeah, because I mean, that's like mostly where I know it from, is from like Tumblr.
Classic. Yeah.
Use that fancy dash of yours and keep them guessing. Don't let them catch you standing still. Dash like mad instead of standing still.
Who would have
That's not the worst.
thought that Tumblr would have survived the adult content purge?
It's still
2020.
kicking.
Yeah.
Apparently, it has been getting some new users lately.
People getting sick of Facebook.
All the other.
Or whatever platform.
It's like really the only platform that still doesn't really have an algorithm to it.
You can actually see the things you're following.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's exciting.
The one called Nyx. She is your mother, as I understand? The Olympians rarely consult with the chthonic
I
gods.
know, is it as good as Ravenloft Strauss?
I don't know.
Possession?
I mean, it's certainly different, right?
I don't know, if you can hear the dialogue over the music, they're doing something wrong.
It's not
Just
crunchy.
the wave of sound.
The shield of light. Whoops. Each time the prince
Bam, 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 bam!
Can we get like a D-master? Can make this game worse.
Yeah.
How are your weekends?
I was at First Squared, which is our furry convention.
My buddy Jason was there.
Where's that?
It's at the Hilton in downtown.
Oh, cool.
My buddy Jason owns the mobile escape room company.
Oh, yeah.
Was it fun? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I mostly volunteered on like Friday and Sunday.
Cool.
I started enjoying that at conventions.
You get a table between you and everyone else, which is nice. Are you in the furry community or?
Yeah, I'm not like super like invested in it. Like I don't have like a furry like social media
Sure.
or anything. Terminally offline.
Sure. I don't know. That doesn't seem like the costly part of Persona. My understanding is that the costume is the biggest investment.
Right.
Yeah, mine. So my head was actually made by my friend. We've been friends since like middle school.
Oh, cool.
And she makes fursuits basically only for people she knows.
Oh,
So she made that as like a we've known each other for forever gift.
You've earned this by dealing with my shit.
Fair.
The power of the hat helps keep me company, so
That's fun.
maybe
I
it'll
like
help you
Artemis's
too.
little birds.
Yes. Artemis is one of my faves, for sure.
How about you, Jordan? What did you do this weekend?
We actually were in Chicago.
Oh, that's cool.
Went to. It always comes back to Death Stranding was doing a live show. The
I'm
live
sorry,
orchestra.
Death Stranding
what does that
was
mean?
doing
Death
a
Stranding-
live show.
Death Stranding live orchestra.
Oh,
that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, so I don't remember.
that's the
what-
least ridiculous thing about Death Stranding.
Exactly right.
So
It was. I was. When we were kind of getting ready for the show to start, I was like, yeah, it really is the perfect game.
Simply the game of all time.
Yes.
for any kind of discussion,
Yeah.
good or bad.
Yeah. So that was really fun. I bought those, tickets like a year ago now, and I kind of forgotten that we had gotten them. And it was like a few weeks ago. Oh, yeah, that was coming up, isn't it? So we went down there and stayed the night. Had a supposedly haunted hotel that we didn't know about
Oh.
either. So
It's fun.
the Congressional Plaza Hotel, and yeah, it was really cool. The composer of the game was there too.
Oh.
He didn't like do any of the actual leading orchestra, but came and talked a little bit. Kojima had a little video, and Troy Baker had a video. And, it was really fun. It was awesome. Yeah, they had moved our seats because we had gotten like aisle seats because I don't like being smushed in.
Sure. That tracks.
Yeah, with my legs and being in an auditorium that was probably created for people who are not over 6 feet tall. And they moved us, and I had played basketball that day, and I hurt my knee, and so I was like, I can't sit here, this hurts too bad.
That happened to me on the plane
Yeah.
when I went to New Orleans. I spent like hours figuring out what seat to sit in, and it was like one that was like had extra legroom, but was also an aisle, and there was like 3 or 4 different like specific things that I was looking for. And then they quote unquote upgraded my seat.
Right.
And it was just like the middle seat in like the extra legroom area,
Right.
but not in the extra legroom area.
Of course,
It's
right.
like- they're like, it's further from the bathroom, and I was like, I don't care.
I'm not.
Like,
No, it's not.
I paid to select I paid extra
Yes.
money to pick out the seat I wanted.
Right. So luckily, just the seat though in the row in front of us, there was 2 open seats, and so I was like, can we just move to those? Because if not, I'm not. You're gonna be. It's gonna be awful.
It's going to be a miserable
Yes,
experience for you
exactly.
as you hear about the miserable
Yeah,
experience.
as
for
I'm
me.
shifting around and trying to get my knee in a spot that doesn't was completely hurt the whole time. But after that, it was great.
When I was in the SOS department, there were like 5 of us that were like in our late 30s in the graduate program, and the other 4 of them would play basketball all the time.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, that seems dangerous.
Yes,
I
it
haven't
is.
been kind of active in a long time.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna hurt myself. And sure enough, all but one of them tore his ACL.
Ah.
Like, just like serious leg injury.
Yes.
for 3 of the 4 of them. And I was like, this is why we should go on like hikes, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah.
Like,
That would probably be the smart move.
maybe rock climbing where you don't pivot as much would be good.
Yeah. The Winter Olympics are going on right now, and one of the American, I don't know if anyone's following the Winter Olympics, but one of the American
Snowboarders?
skiers, is it?
Yeah, skier. Yeah,
Yeah.
she like tore her ACL,
Tore her ACL.
and didn't decide to let the alternate go.
Yeah, and said that they would take a spot, and then the first run immediately crashed.
Yeah,
And so,
because you are overcompensating for your
yeah,
torn
the
ACL.
ACL, yeah.
Like,
so
I understand it takes a lot of like
Yeah.
work to get to the Olympic stage,
Yeah.
but nothing feels more self-serving to me than like somebody being
taking a
like,
spot
I
or
know
something.
that I won't possibly perform well, but it's more important for me to be there and lose than
Right.
somebody else who could compete effectively be there and potentially win.
Yeah, and so that was like a moment of like just like, come on, what are we doing? And then,
Yeah.
and especially after I have a bone spur in my knee that I hurt years ago, and so that's what happens. I have knee contact, and so it just was like I could barely stretch my knee out, and I'm like, yeah. And then imagining that, but in the torn ACL, which is controls like all of your mobility
Right.
in your knee.
I mean, I guess the ski boots give you like some fixed,
Yeah, where it's kind of holds
holds everything in place, but gosh, just like the amount of selfishness.
Yeah.
This is why sports are bad. It breeds like sociopaths that
It does. There's a lot of positives and a lot of negatives, but it does. I do get a lot of joy out of seeing the insanity that does come.
when I was working for Washington High School, one of my coworkers
Nice.
was the mom of a basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
And she pulled her kid, because this was during COVID, so she pulled her kid into private school because the Milwaukee Public School wasn't playing basketball, and it would ruin her daughter's brand. And I was like, oh, we should not be thinking of our children as brands. Like, this is insane.
Yeah, we are immediately going into.
It's so over.
Yes, truly. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really glad my mom does not use social media, or that wasn't like a thing when I was growing up. Because I feel like she would have been an Instagram mom.
Yeah. It just breeds a.
Your Highness. Hey, Princess. But I was just getting back on my feet. The Fury sisters don't often leave me be. Where'd they go, anyway? And, what are you doing here?
Oh, just out on a little stroll is all. Do me a favor, though. You see the Fury sisters, let them know I was headed down the way
I
I came
watched the
from,
Super
will
Bowl
you?
with a good friend back home who's a Seahawks fan,
Oh,
so
I'll let
it was
them
very
know.
fun. Yeah.
I hear you loud and
He was very stressed the whole time. He's standing up. The classic stand up.
I didn't watch this.
That's fair.
I was playing D&D instead.
Nice.
Certainly, Highness.
Cheers, mate.
It's so rare I get to play.
Oh, you were actually playing too. What was your character?
It's from the new, it's from the 2025 edition of a new Forgotten Realms book, and in it there's an Oath of Noble Genies paladin, which is kind of like I guess probably some people would call it too coded as like Prince of Persia-esque adventure, but whatever.
Yeah.
I think if you're not going to be able to pull archetypes for a game based off archetypes, you're going to
Yeah.
probably have problems. But
There's not much that work can be worse than Jade Gyllenhaal being.
yeah, it's not explicitly coded.
Exactly.
Other than it's like an armorless paladin that has an oath to genies, which is very Persian. But
Right.
yeah, we're only level 1 though, so I'm not even actually an oath of noble genies paladin yet.
Right.
But,
Still getting there.
yeah, it's fun. It's like a weird. Weird is a modifier I'm adding to it,
Sure.
just because I'm
Security.
not super familiar with like Asian mythology, but it's called Shadows of Nicoya. Nicoya, I think. But it's very like Ghibli inspired,
Oh, interesting. Cool.
very like soft magic, soft world building.
That sounds fun.
Yeah,
It's good to get back in there, isn't it? Sometimes.
yeah. I don't really get to play very often, so it's nice to like have an opportunity to just kind of outplace and not stress.
Except for when you're on the news.
That was a weirdly stressful day.
Yeah.
First of all, it was in Elgin, Illinois, so it was a 2-hour drive.
Sure.
Uh,
So already starting your day off strong there.
and we met at 10, so I had to be up at like 7,
Oh, boy,
which is
yeah.
2.5 hours ahead of where I normally wake up.
Right.
It was fun. It was nice to like meet up with most of those folks are friends of mine.
Yeah.
So it was nice to like touch base with them and like help out my buddy Dave, but
Mm-hmm.
it was like a lot of like setup for 10 minutes of play and then we left.
Sure.
I guess we got lunch and then we left.
Okay, yeah.
Like- It was also very strange because they kept asking him like questions about the history of the hobby and the social impacts of the hobby, and he was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then like my other friend who's an employee of Wizards of the Coast,
Uh-huh.
they started asking her and she was like, I don't know. I was like, I know.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh no, well you're not
No.
you're not either Dave or the person who works for the company, so how could you possibly know more than that?
Yeah,
And I was
right.
like, I don't know, maybe because I study it exclusively. But that's fine.
Oh boy.
I don't have a lot of expectations from Larry from WGN TV.
Yeah, you're,
It's
with your explicit history, right?
well, not like I don't know. He's just like I'd imagine all newscasters are like pretty lame, and then get on the news and pretend not to be lame.
Right.
But it was weird because like my dad worked with him for like 20 years. I was like, oh, my dad used to work with you, and he was like, who? I told him, he was like, I don't know who that is. And he's like, well, he worked with you for 20 years, and it was on camera. So that shows me how much you pay attention to your support crew.
Yeah.
Like, it's very weird. It was like, well, you know, a lot of people come and go. And I was like, he didn't come and go. He spent 20 years there and had a stroke getting ready for work.
Yeah.
He was like, well, I don't know. Like, all right, Larry.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair.
It's not like it was a 6-month gig he had.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, she got me.
But it is what it is.
Shades of the dead mill constantly within the house.
But now we're the talents. We can be.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate to tell you this, but I'm also the production team.
Oh,
so
shoot. Crap.
I don't think
Hey,
I've
the
done
lounge is open.
Oh,
What
yeah.
is
No.
it?
Yeah, here's the little back room. Do some.
I just wanted to say the lounge looks wonderful, as good as new. Better. I hope it's not been too much trouble patching up. For all your hard work. Greetings, chef.
We were bringing up last time that how
Greetings, broker.
this is just a. It's hard to be a good roguelike that has the experiences kind of like this one where it does kind of like open little things up as it goes. It really kind of
Won't ever see my
draws
face
you
without
in
my
that way.
guidance.
This is just kind of
particularly in a way that like feels
Achilles, is it really true that Cerberus
progress,
was
like
the contract?
progress oriented rather
Right.
than like just a MacGuffin that's in the game. You know.
right.
The place looked like a
It doesn't
vineyard
just
after a harvest.
throw it all at you at
Yeah.
once.
But he never gets so angry
Start to
at
kind
the
of inculcate you into the kind of space and get you kind
Oh no.
immersed, I guess.
Worried
Even though that
father's
word
going
is
to fire her, even
so
though
It's
it's very
meaningless.
rife, rife with so many different connotations, especially in the video game. I was writing a little bit on Thursday and Friday before we left for Chicago, and
terrifying maw of the infernal watchdog
I was thinking about
spawns of
sort of connections between film and media, film like the Dawn of the Dead and Dead Rising and kind of game spaces, and then I quoted Ian Bagos from like 2007, and I swear right after I quoted him, he posted an Atlantic article.
Son summoned him from the void.
Exactly.
He
Like,
was sitting
he's
in
back here.
a bottle on a shelf.
Yes.
And called his name.
Somebody cited me. I have to.
I
have
am
to
awarded
post.
3 additional months outside of my bottle.
Yeah, at the Atlantic. We're gonna keep posting.
Can't afford any of this.
Although he did kind of have he had a pretty good art. I don't usually agree with a lot of the things that he writes, especially outside the academic world. But
Sure.
he did have a pretty good article for kind of the wrong reasons, as usual too. At least in my opinion.
A setback, then.
Heard lately from the
It's
goddess of
talking about
ignorance.
how
She seems to
if you're
admire
working
you.
at a liberal college, a liberal institution, you don't have you kind of get safeguarded from all of the issues that the academic world is having, which is kind of cooking, but at the same time, I don't think it's for the right reasons.
He was saying that was the benefit of working in a liberal arts institution.
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah, so it's kind of
That he was above all the
The-
trivialities of
yes.
struggle
Yeah,
within
the-
academia.
yeah the inverse of what's
Okay.
kind of what
Rather
the
than maybe we
actual-
should deal with these with these struggles.
Exactly. He's kind of trying to take down liberal institutions. It's like, well, yes, but at the same time, it's not really the angle we should probably maybe approach this at. But,
It's always amazing to see people standing in the lobby of buildings talking about burning them down.
right.
Or, in his case, firmly in the penthouse.
Yes, exactly. And at the metaphorical ivory tower.
Yeah, I guess it is red brick in
Right.
Chicago.
Right. So it's
But it's
interesting.
Chicago red and not Milwaukee cream.
Right,
so
exactly.
It's not that classy for
Right.
Euro.
Something new to try.
U Chicago is my favorite institutional story because it's just John D. Rockefeller, whose
Right.
kids were too stupid to get into the Ivy League. So he built the University of Chicago to give his kids a rival school to go to.
We love it.
It's the most spiteful rich guy thing I've ever heard of, and I'm here for it. We need
Yes.
more of that in the
Right,
modern day.
exactly. The cut in Citizen Kane of if she can't make it in the opera, I'll build her
Yeah.
build her an auditorium.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's the cut to the newspaper. Orson Welles, Citizen Kane builds a new auditorium.
Crashing waves. The Trident. It's Uncle number 2. It's got to be. Then, in the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept.
In U Chicago's defense, it was either a nursing college or a finishing school before Rockefeller invested in it.
Gotcha, yes.
He totally didn't buy it. He
Nope.
invested in it. Maybe it was a teaching school.
Yeah. Something along those lines.
It was a women's school, I know that.
Right.
It's very funny.
Yeah. Neptune's some good.
Power of the seas should be at home.
Good news as well. Have you played this, Brian?
I watched
David.
David play it, and I watched David play the sequel.
Oh, that's right.
But no, I haven't. Roguelite's really not for me yet.
That's
I'm like kind of. My autism is very process oriented rather than outcome oriented.
So it's like
the
too much
same
grinding.
things over and over and over again. Well, no, it's like there's not enough progress in the grinding for my brain to like be satisfied by it. The constant resetting is infuriating to me.
Yeah. So you prefer more of like an RPG style of progress?
Yeah, I like collecting games. When they made Assassin's Creed more active for the fan base, I was furious. I just want to run around and collect feathers. You don't understand. This is the pinnacle of gaming for me. I think the last game that came out that I was like, this is a great game is Horizon Forbidden West.
yes.
You've met your distant relatives by now. We don't all
I don't know if you were here when I was talking about it, but I'm starting to come around on Expedition 33.
we were.
Yes.
Only because it's still shit, but there
Why?
isn't. I don't know of any game that's less shit that came out last year.
That's right too.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, there wasn't much competition. I feel like last year.
it wasn't. It really wasn't.
Revenge damage.
At the concert, I was brought to tears multiple times because it was so beautiful. Well, that's because it's a live orchestra, of course. But,
Yeah, I mean,
um,
I was brought to tears. I went to like the Pokemon Symphony like years ago when they were doing that. And I cried a couple of times because I was just like, oh, video game I like.
yeah.
Final Fantasy was the first game to start really doing that.
Yeah, wasn't it?
And there was the Zelda
Endless
symphonies
Endless
that were
Zelda
big
Worlds or
things.
something.
too, yeah. Was that the Tommy Tallarico stuff too? Because he used to do all those. Is anyone familiar with Tommy Tallarico?
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he was I think it was the H Bomber guy who did a video on him. He's a fascinating character. Like he's like a musician who took credit for all like a million video game works, but it seems like he didn't actually work on a majority of them.
You couldn't have worked on a million video
Yeah.
games. That's not possible.
And he was he's just a fascinating character. I don't want to. If you want to watch the video, it's worth just diving into it. Because I won't do as much justice as the video does. So, he was a video game, like he did like live video game like orchestra shows, and I think that he maybe like somehow like outsourced a bunch of different like being like, oh, can I play your music live? And then people like sold him the rights to that kind of stuff.
In the depths of Tartarus reside the most wretched of
I probably
all
watched
the
that video like years ago.
Yeah, it's
just as a background video essay I
Oh,
don't
sure.
actually care
Yeah.
about.
I probably didn't watch it, but it probably auto-cued into my YouTube when I
Right.
was doing something else.
Yeah.
Lately, I've been watching the 8-hour video essay on Fear and Hunger, a game I will
Oh.
never play.
It's a rough. I say that it's a rough length for a video essay, but I did watch a 5-hour video essay on Man of Steel. So
I'm like, I at least like this game. It's just one of those games where I'm like, oh, I like this, but I hate playing this.
the benefit of the long video essays is usually it's about things that are terrible.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Much better.
It's a good balance to have the like stuff that drives you insane, that makes you like oh, okay, here's why you're doing it. And then there's stuff that's like, oh yes, I do enjoy this as well. Although sometimes when I get things wrong, I get very frustrated. I'm like, that's just not right.
these guys research things pretty well.
Yeah.
Seriously, they do a series called. It's like the wrestling podcast I watch, but in Britain you can't just have a wrestling podcast. So when you have a successful wrestling podcast, you branch it off into a board game podcast, and you branch that off into a tabletop game podcast, and then you branch it off into a cinema podcast as well.
Ah, yes, there you go.
Because that's how Britain works.
Right.
Because apparently you can afford to do that anymore.
Yeah.
But they've been doing a series called Worst Movie Ever, where they essentially just watch terrible superhero movies.
Love it.
They did the whole like Snyder verse,
Ah, yes.
as well as the DCU,
Mhm.
the Sony Superman stuff.
What's been their worst so far?
I don't remember where they're sitting right now. It might be Morbius.
Oh,
Okay, that
yes,
makes
yes,
sense.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Mhm.
Maybe not. Like something is like. It might be Morbius because they did Madam Web.
Yes.
They're like, this is bad, but it functions as a film.
Yeah, it is still a movie. Yeah.
It's a bad movie, but it
Yeah.
is still functionally a movie.
Yeah.
Morbius is just a mess.
Yeah, because what I've heard of Morbius, like, it's not even like a fun, like, haha watch.
No. My favorite thing about Madam Web is that they wrote it to take place in the 90s.
Right.
And then after the fact, we're like, oh, we actually need this to take place in the 2000s. So they changed, like, they did ADR and, like, post-production to change, like, the posters in the room. But didn't change, like, the end, like, when the movie ends, it's still Cranberries Zombie.
It's like, what?
They didn't update, like, the credit roll music.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's a little bit. That's amazing.
I don't remember where the top movie is right now.
Yeah, that's. I mean, Morbius sounds right.
They're running out of terrible movies and are having to settle with mediocre, poor to middling movies now. Which is a real disappointment.
There's a lot of fascinating ones that come out of like late 80s, early 90s. I don't know if they've done any of those. Of like J.D. Salinger's kid was Captain America one time.
Yeah, they didn't mess with. They haven't messed with those because I don't think they came out in the UK.
Oh, fair.
And
Yes.
B, those like the spectacular badness of these movies comes from like the amount of investment that went into these films to be
Yeah.
terrible, and those like late '80s action straight to DVD like planned movies didn't really cost much to make.
No.
There's like a Thor movie from that era as well.
I mean, they were made primarily to keep the rights for.
Yeah, so the studios could keep their rights and they didn't expire.
It's like X amount of years, right?
Or X amount of films,
Yeah.
but the option ends. Yeah, it's a whole complicated. I don't know all of the ins and outs of that cinematic world.
But I love the one. I love that Captain America one because like he just runs everywhere, and so he's running all across all of Canada, like the Canada like known for being small.
Quick job, yeah.
He's just sprinting around Canada with these, because he kind of has the goofy like costume design as well, and those ones are kind of very fascinating in terms of like there's like a Fantastic Four one that Roger Corman made in Germany to keep the Fantastic Four rights, and Roger Corman actually makes good movies for the budget he has, despite it being a Roger Corman movie. They're fascinating little artifacts in comparison to the films that we see nowadays. In terms of Marvel stuff.
Let me see if I can pull up a still of their list.
Yeah.
Can't get that.
Problem is, it's like 5 hour.
Right.
Stuff to, like,
Trying to
screen.
find over.
The worst movie is Batman vs Superman.
Okay, yes, that's fair. That one is very bad.
The
Almost
best worst movie is Madam Web.
Yes.
It's quote unquote fun to watch because it's so bad.
Right.
Yeah, the top 5 are Batman vs Superman, Suicide Squad,
Oh yes, that one's another one.
Man of Steel, The Flash, and Fan Four Stick.
Mm-hmm.
The Fantastic
Yes.
Four movie
With Miles Teller.
Yeah, 2015.
From all those ones I remember, those are all like strangely edited ones as well, where it's
Yeah.
like they're like chopped by the studio to make a different movie, basically.
Well, they're chopped by the studio because Snyder wanted to make a 4-hour movie, and the studio was like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck are you talking about?"
And then they could get David Ayer to make it, to make a Suicide Squad
Yeah.
movie. It's like, have you seen a David Ayer movie?
Well, it's like part of it is like, well, if they just let Snyder make the movie he wanted, but Snyder doesn't. You don't get to choose the parameters of the film you make.
Yeah.
Like they said, make a 2-hour movie, and he made a 5-hour movie.
Yeah, exactly. And then they do release it, and it's not. It's like, oh, maybe it's a little bit better.
Apparently,
Maybe.
yeah. They also did a review of Batman v Superman that's very bad, and then they did a review of Batman v Superman Snyder Cut, which is actually apparently very good, but it's
Yeah.
no longer a movie at that point.
Yeah, right. It's
Like
how many
it's
hours
6 hours long
Yeah.
or something. It's like a limited release event.
Yeah, exactly. if anything. Right? And we're going to see Man of Steel like in theaters with my friends like on close to opening night, just because that's what a bunch of ding dong boys do, I guess. But at the end of that movie,
You and your Snyder bro.
exactly. Unfortunately, I remember getting a headache because it was so like visually a nightmare. I mean,
It's
I
like sitting
can't
too
watch
close to the
anymore.
TV when you're watching a hockey game.
Exactly.
Oh god. Everything is moving so quickly.
I remember like pushing like right here. I'm like, I already have problems with like eyesight stuff, so it's like immediately like, adding to the.
Just like I need to watch 3 episodes of Bluey to fix this.
Yeah, please, something that like, makes sense visually, you know.
Something slow and heartfelt.
Yeah. Something you feel like I'm gonna, you know, my stomach's gonna drop at any moment.
My friend who owns the escape room company did some like donation announcements for GDQ this year.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Cool.
And he was not really into speedrunning.
Mm-hmm.
And then like found out there was a Bluey game, and he was like, "This is dumb. Let's do this."
I think I watched that
Oh,
speed.
really? That's awesome.
So he did a speed run, and because nobody had done it any nobody had done 100% completion,
Mm-hmm.
he had the world record for like 3.5 days.
Oh wow.
And it was like a bonkers time because nobody had there was a speed run for any percent, but there wasn't for complete runs, so nobody had discovered where all the collectible shit was
Oh.
because it's a Bluey game.
Yeah.
So we had to like run around and be like, I don't know, it's got to be here somewhere.
Yeah.
So it took an extra like 40 minutes to find like 3 extra collectibles.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I always like the awful block at GDQ.
Oh, those some of the most fun ones for sure.
I've not seen him around here in some time. He's still paying his dues.
I love the idea of somebody having like a Google alert of like a new speed run, and then being like, "Oh, I can do this one now. Like, I can get this one."
This is my claim to fame.
Yeah.
For 3 days, I'll be the speedrun master of
Yeah.
the Bluey game.
I said hi.
Like, oh, somebody's updated a new category. I can,
Right.
you know.
I do it for Strahd's Possessions,
yes, Strahd.
for one, that game sucks, and I don't want to play it because it's too hard. And for 2, I'm sure that there's already a speed run for it.
Oh yeah, it's. And you don't want to hear.
My favorite is always watching speedruns of like either like VR or any game with like motion stuff in it.
Oh yes. The silly ones of like blindfolded or like I got my dog to do this, or, you know.
Speedruns of Zelda Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
If you don't wiggle the stick, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I think they did like a Majora's Mask one year where it was split up between 4 different players taking different sections of
yeah,
the
I
story.
remember that one
Relays.
too. Yeah. Those
And then
were
at the
fun.
very end, because like I think they were playing the 3DS
Yeah,
version too,
they all
and so
have to,
they were
like-
all like controlling like one small part of the 3DS.
Yeah. That was a really good one. I liked that one.
Them on Olympus. That's why they're helping me.
It's funny.
They are helping
No,
you.
I guess they like at GDQ, 4 or 5 of them got together and like planned like a weekend event to help immigration,
It's getting complicated
Nice.
pretty fast.
whatever in Minneapolis and raised like they planned it for 4 days and raised $60,000, and it was exciting to hear about.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's just like this goes to show you that you can get famous for fucking anything. It's like being a cultural anthropologist. You can get away with whatever you want as long as you can sell it well.
Right?
Okay.
Hitting a while out there, boy.
Appreciate it, Skelly. For you, mate. Thought you might get a kick out of it.
For me,
Is Scally the one you're romancing in this game?
So you get specific keepsakes if
I
you
see.
give them.
What's this one here?
Yes, this is a good one too.
All set.
Somebody looked up the Strat guy.
There is a. I would be impartial. There's like a. If I don't just mention it in like the main menu, there is a option too if you like are feeling like overwhelmed by the game. Like it's like a god mode basically. It gives you 10% more like damage every time you die, so it does help you kind of progress the game as well. I turned it on eventually because I was getting very frustrated. So I don't think I was
Strat's possession needs
yeah,
a god mode.
exactly.
This mark
It's I think it's very helpful. It's nice.
in the name of
Like,
Hades, Olympus, I accept this.
especially when I was getting so maxed. I was like, I have an hour to play video games. That's like 2 runs at
Right.
the end of the game, you know? It's like,
Olympus. Normally I wouldn't get mixed up, but for you, I'll be making an exception. Now come on, we've both got places to be.
Appreciate
there's
the
a
look
cool
around me,
comic
sir.
book store downtown too that we went to. Usually when we're in Chicago, we kind of try to stop by there, and it's always a dangerous place to go into for me. Get stuck there for
Yeah.
an hour, 2 hours, and spend too much money. It's like, oh, I could start this new series. Oh, I could. What about this one? I forgot. I'm halfway through
Always
this
a
one.
trap.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I briefly visited Chicago a while back, and there's a really cool bookstore there that focuses on selling. They have like a lot of plays.
Oh,
and
cool.
Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mine now.
Just asking for trouble, right?
Numbskulls.
Friend Shane found out that there's a Gundam store in Rosemont.
Oh no.
He's like, can we go to the Gundam store? I don't want to go to Chicago. It's like you have to finish your thesis before.
Time to tune up.
Sick of you spinning your wheels, Shane.
Yeah. Right.
Tuned up.
He's escaped with only buying
That's good.
a few volumes.
The volumes are the way to go.
Yeah, it's the only way that I can get myself to.
You haven't been alive long enough to be a collector, insofar as to have a collection that's worth anything.
No,
so,
and I'm also not really trying to do that at all. I just want to read them.
There's so much stress being
Yeah.
a collector because then you have to worry about like the condition of things, and how
Yeah.
to store them. If they're just trade backs on the shelf, you're like, I don't care.
Exactly.
Seeing that happen more with like just like novels lately has been really interesting. Where like there's all of like especially in like the romance novel sphere, there's all the collector's editions
Oh,
that have
wow.
like the pretty pages or whatever,
Sure.
and people will buy them.
It's called
They're like,
edge. No, it's not called edging. That's too on the nose. I forget what my wife is in print and she was telling me what it's called. I forget what it is, but it looks cool.
yeah,
Is it
they're very
elimination?
pretty.
Is that what it is?
Um,
No.
It's like when you close the book,
It like
there's
has
an
like a pretty
image on the
image,
side of the page.
or
Oh.
it's like a particular color design or something.
Oh yes, now I know what you're talking about. I'm
Similar to
just
like gilded Bibles, but
Yes.
instead of
Yeah.
like
Yes,
all one color, it's like an artistic vision.
thinking, gotcha.
But it's funny to hear people talking about like buying them with like zero intention of ever opening the book.
Right.
It's like buying 2 copies.
There was there was a guy like that who was an Oxy collector when we were there, just kind of, wandering to the shelves, and he comes up right behind me, and he's just like in my space, and I'm like, bro, I was like, come on, he's like looking for a certain Spider-Man special edition omnibus, and the oldest man in the world you can ever imagine was like kind of running. I mean, I'm sure he owns a store or something. And he's like trying to help him with it, and the guy's being so annoying about it. I'm just like, bro, you have to relax. Like,
We are looking for children's stories.
exactly. It's like, come on. It's like the oldest man in the world is trying to use the computer system that he obviously is not familiar with, and he's like. This guy, and of course it was Spider-Man, so it's
Right.
like, I know the kind of person you are. You're a Spider-Man main on Marvel Rivals, so I can tell who you are. I know who you
I know
are.
what you
That's not a compliment.
Yes, derogatory.
My favorite. My wife watches TikToks, and I watch them 2 months later when I get to Facebook Reels.
Right.
And my favorite Facebook Reels right now are people who are taking Pokemon box sets out of Scalpers cards.
Oh yeah, I've
Just
seen
like,
that.
what's that? Hey, that's mine. No, it's not. You haven't bought it yet.
Yeah, I love that. Please, dude. Please more of that.
Yeah. No, I don't have any respect for you. You're
Yes.
scalping a children's game.
Right.
It's not okay. Just
Oh,
let the kids play games, man.
Yeah.
Just let the kids play games.
right. Just let him have it. We got. I think the Supergirl World of Tomorrow first volume. I haven't read that one. I think that's the one that the new movie's based off of. I can't remember exactly, but it's interesting reading that one.
Is that with Lobo? They're adding Lobo to that movie?
Maybe I can't. I'm not really sure.
Mm.
Because I have to read. It's just one I'm just completely unfamiliar with.
Yeah.
And it's, so
I'm
it's
not
like-
really a DC guy.
Yeah. And there was one that was called DC Ceased, where it's like a horror version of
So it's Marvel Zombies, but
basically.
in the DC universe.
Yeah, I know, it's like perfect, right up my alley. And that's a Tom King run, I guess. I like the stuff he
I
does.
suppose DC lends itself to that horror genre better than
Yeah,
it's got more of the like ridiculous characters.
right.
There's a Cthulhu Batman animated film on HBO.
Yeah.
I've watched several times.
That's awesome. But I ended up just taking about 40 pictures of stuff that I was going to eventually just either download or rent or borrow from the library.
Yeah, that's what I try to do when I go to bookstores. Is I just take pictures and like I can check this out.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like I really should just go to libraries more often because I get the same thrill as going to a bookstore.
Oh, yeah,
it's like
it's so fun.
oh I can just take anything for free.
Yeah, I mean, it's mine for X amount of time, and then I don't have to box stuff when I move.
See, you don't have collector autism. You don't need proof of the books you've conquered. Stay on your shelf.
Isn't that what Goodreads is for?
Yes, yeah,
It's
yes.
too digital. I'm too old for that.
Yeah. I've seen my father's a baseball card collector, and I've seen what happens. I don't need to give that sort of generational trauma.
It's like with books, I tend to only collect a series if I know it's like a series I really like.
Mhm.
Like there's a couple like manga series that I'm collecting, and like I have a stupid goal of owning all of the Warrior Cats books.
Oh, okay, that's fun.
Every time I get to the point where I'm like, I could just only have digital books. I remember my wife is in the stationery industry.
Oh, yes, yes.
And the idea of like, we don't need paper things is not one that's allowed to be spoken aloud in my house. Yeah.
I've been doing more physical. I'm trying to print out all my readings this semester, which is stupid. It's my last year of coursework, so it's like, why did I wait my entire graduate career? But I'm seeing how I feel about it. Because I don't like taking. I don't have like an iPad or anything, so I can't do all of the fancy highlighting and note taking.
Everyone has such like, it's like people have like very such thoughtful note taking strategies, and I'm just seeing they're just like with one big Word document.
I write down random things.
Then when you boot it up, the GPU takes a hit.
Alyssa has such beautiful handwritten notes. I'll be looking next to me during lecture, and I'm like, oh, you have so much good stuff here, and I've written like 2 things.
Copy and paste from PDF.
I have growing ambivalence about my field work because I'm gonna have to take notes on the D&D campaigns that are happening in these therapeutic sessions.
Yeah.
And I have never, not once, taken a note in a D&D campaign.
Mm-hmm. You gotta buy yourself like one of those like cool leather-bound journals. So you feel
I
like
have
you're-
several journals.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have a
you
bunch
feel
of
like you're on an adventure there.
There was actually someone at the convention who they were selling like those really beautiful journals, but the inside is actually like replaceable.
Oh, cool.
They sell like little refills basically. That's cool.
Other conventions, they were doing that with character sheets too. You get like essentially a pad of character sheets.
That's how I get myself to inspire myself to write handwritten notes.
It's
I'm
pretty
Indiana
general.
Jones, so you know.
When I was doing my reading for my comp list, I was using Speechify, and John Rhys Davies has his voice lent to speech.
Oh, really?
Not lent, but sold to Speechify. And I was like, oh, I gotta use John Rhys Davies because there's something way more. There's way more gravitas when Gimli reads things to
Right.
me than when Snoop Dogg does.
Right.
This stuff.
John Rhys Davies, star of Robot in the Family.
Star of Sliders. Perhaps his best known work, Sliders.
Yeah, iconic.
How will they almost miss the slide this week?
Yes, right.
What are you doing, Zagreus? The underworld is sealed off. What you're attempting is impossible. You've seen what happens when you go too far.
This place can't stay sealed shut forever, Meg. In the meantime, I thought I'd get some practice in, you know.
Probably in a Dinotopia movie or something.
Yeah, right.
Seems like the kind of guy who had a contract with sci-fi.
Yeah, right.
What a waste of time.
I can hear that controller coming apart.
Right? Yeah, I think the tape is like officially broken.
It's not even held together by tape anymore.
Especially this is the kind of game where you're smashing the buttons too, so.
The tape is just kind of still there.
Yeah. Saying last week, when I was getting towards the end of the game in these runs, I was doing the competitive gamer sit up in the chair.
I gotta lock in.
Walking moments.
When I was a kid, when I had to lock in, I'd stand up.
Oh, nice. Yes, that's a classic.
But now the idea of standing up and playing the game seems absurd to me.
It was amazing. Mega 64 early internet sketch group of like live video game experiments. They have a great one where it's Skyward Sword, and it's like somebody's dressed up as Link, and then one of the guys from the sketch group is like controlling him, but he's like in like the worst like the grossest underwear and like pajama pants, and he's following him around and he's like trying to get him to do the cuts like he would do, and like playing the Wii. It's like stains on his shirt, and it's just like, yeah, that's how someone's actually trying to play the game. It's not like how Nintendo wants you to actually play the game. It's just you just trying to get the data thing to work from a comfortable position. I don't want to stand up. That's why I don't think VR will ever catch on.
Because you have to stand up.
You have to
and
stand
play.
Well, you don't have to stand up for a lot of them. Like, you can technically do many of them sitting.
All right, we all know you're a VR stand.
Sorry, I can't. This is where we'll disagree on some. I just think that's just like
You're bleeding, Zagreus.
yeah. For me, it's just like I just don't. It's standing up, and also I think unless they make you look cool when you're doing it as well. I feel like if you look so
Nobody ever looks cool in a VR.
exactly, it's, you always, I feel like you always look so goofy doing it. People are just be like, I don't want to look like that.
This isn't like Ready Player One.
I did read it, years ago when it first came out, and then I realized, oh, this is not that good of a book.
It's like Sword Art Online for Americans.
And then, Steven Spielberg made the movie, and it's like kind of like almost depressing, because it's almost like a metaphor for being like Remember when I made all of your, all those cultural moments? I controlled your whole, all of the touch points of your cultural memories.
Contrived your history.
Exactly. Everything you think is so personal, yeah, I made all those movies. It's like, oh, yeah. I mean, you did make a lot of good ones.
I am Rob Reiner.
Yeah, right. For a certain generation of Americans, all those cultural touch points are like Rob Reiner, Steven Spielberg,
Yeah.
John Hughes. Didn't you write a second book to that?
Ready Player 2,
Oh
I think.
my gosh.
I think?
Yeah.
I could be making that up, but I'm pretty sure it exists.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that Ready Player 2 exists. I don't know if it's his book or a fan fiction.
True. I also remember that the audiobook was read by Will Wheaton, because why wouldn't it be?
Right. Ready Player 2 seems like the kind of contrived shit that would follow Ready Player 1.
Right.
That's not fair. All books are contrived.
I'm gonna lock the fuck in.
Distracting me with Ready Player 1 talk. No! That's so close.
Damn.
Oh.
Difficulty.
Yes, there you go, right? Difficulty, yes.
But now your damage resistance has gone up by 20%.
Yeah.
Alright, that's Lunch Zone. We'll be back Wednesday for more hard games. For whatever reason, they happen to be hard. This is just a hard game. It's not a hard game because it's shit.
It's a hard game because it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Exactly. In the
God's Possession was a hard game because it was shit.
It has
can't do
narrative
it.
reasons to be
Exactly.
a hard game.
rather than technological ones. Alright.
Okay.
We'll be back next time.